Now you can listen to Wine and Dine Radio while shopping at the grocery store or your neighborhood wine merchant. Wine and Dine Radio can be heard using your wireless internet on your cell phone. You're listening to iWineRadio. iWineRadio is a production of Food Tastes Better with Wine on the web at iWineRadio.com. Hey guys, I thank you for listening to iWineRadio, and we are still the only wine channel on iTunes Radio. If you go look under iTunes radio icon and scroll down to News and Talk Directory, and it's listed alphabetically, click on that and the stream comes up immediately. iWineRadio.com, where you can find links to individual guests. And if anyone's interested in advertising or becoming an underwriter or sponsor, please contact us at iWineRadio.com. We really, really appreciate your support. The more support we get, the more conversations I can have with fascinating people around the world, including you. If you have a story to tell that you'd like to share on iWineRadio, go to iWineRadio.com and contact us, and we'll go from there.
Hi, my name's Jeff. I'm from Australia, Byron Bay, and I'm the designer and creator of the Code 38 professional wine key. You can check it out at www.code38.com.
Welcome to Wine and Dine Radio. I'm Lynn Creelo-Chamberlain.
Hi there, this is Andreas Larsson.
Hi, this is John Capon.
My name is Madhur Jaffrey.
Hi, my name is Heike Platter. I'm from the Alto Adige region, or Südtirol.
Hi, my name is Paul Dolan. I am absolutely passionate about growing organic and biodynamic fruit for our wines.
Hello, my name is Lorena Garcia.
Hello, my name is Fritz Maytag.
This is Joyce Locke. I'm the author of Foodie Fight.
Hi, this is Lydia Mandave, founder of 29 Cosmetics.
Cheers, this is Rob Barnett, CEO and founder of ThinVillage.com, where wine lovers connect.
Today on Wine and Dine, we're going to introduce you to the creator of a really cool professional wine knife that's called Code 38. Code 38 website is code-38.com. And what I have in front of me is this really slick, and if you go to the YouTube video, you'll be able to see, because I'm going to show you what it looks like. It is, let me see here. What I have in my hand is Code 38 Stealth Vaporized Titanium Finish with Precision Polished TICN Helix. And the gentleman who invented this is Jeffrey Toering from Australia. And we want to get his story today because it's really, really cool in that we want to find out about his military career, because he took this military career and parlayed it into engineering this wonderful new professional wine knife that we have available to us. And last time I spoke to Jeffrey, he said he has distribution in Toronto, so for Canada, and in the United States. And Jeffrey, thank you so very much for joining us today on Wine and Dine.
Hi, Lynn. Thank you very much. Also, it's an absolute pleasure to be talking to you this morning. Well, it's morning in Australia. I know it's not morning there.
Jeffrey, where?
Very early in the morning here.
It's like for you. Is it like 3 in the morning or 4 in the morning?
It's actually it's about 10 to 5 a.m.
Okay.
A little bit earlier than I normally get out of bed. So.
Okay. And where in Australia are you?
I'm located in quite a small town called Byron Bay. It's the most easterly point of Australia. So as we speak, I'm driving up to the ocean front so we can have this phone call. The reception's not too good at my place. So
okay.
I thought I'll watch the sunrise while I'm talking to you.
Oh my gosh! Okay, that's cool. Okay, so if you would please tell us, I want to hear your story, because I've just had little tiny bits and pieces. You were in the military in Australia, and tell us about your career from military into designing this really cool professional wine knife.
Well, I joined the Air Force when I was 16. I joined up as an apprentice. I took on the apprenticeship program and became an instrumentation specialist on aircraft, which sort of involved, I guess, working on electromechanical devices and electronics and anything that was instrumentation in the aircraft cockpit. And from there, my career went from aircraft into calibration technician. So I sort of got heavily involved in precision, if you like.
Okay.
So precision when it came to calibration, electronics, and timing devices. In fact, instrument fitters in the Air Force are sort of the civilian equivalent would be watchmaker.
Oh yeah,
so,
okay.
And I guess also with the military, especially, and with aircraft, it's like you learn that you can't have equipment that'll ever let you down. There's got to be backup systems, and everything has got to be engineered to, not break down. I mean, if an aircraft sort of something slightly goes wrong with it, or runs out of fuel, or just drops out of the sky. So I think I've sort of brought this approach to the waiter's friend, or for the wine key, in that professional industry, when they're on the floor at the very highest level, you need equipment which is not going to let you down. It's something which you can rely upon. And I owned a restaurant briefly after I got out of the Air Force, and I sort of watched people sort of using these, inexpensive promotional wine keys, and they'd sort of be breaking their helixes or the spiral part off them in the cork while they're serving people. And I just thought, well, obviously we need a precision instrument here that's a bit more reliable. So that's really how the Code 38 came about.
And so what did you do? Did you start drawing pictures or working on the computer to generate 3D designs?
The first thing I did is I sort of got the inkling while I was sitting in a restaurant one day, and I'd sort of seen these corkscrews and, people opening very nice bottles of wine with very inexpensive sort of plastic corkscrews, and it just sort of didn't look quite right to me. So I then did a bit of a trip around the world, and I sort of bought as many wine keys as I could find, and I brought them back to Australia, and I looked at them all, and I just thought, well, some were actually quite nice, but horrible to use, and some were just generally horrible everywhere. And so I took the best ones that I could find in the world, which was a company called, there's a region in France called Laguiole.
Yes.
And they make wines, and they make particularly beautiful, I think, wine keys. But they also, they're beautiful quality, but they don't actually feel that nice in the hand. They're sort of stiff to use, and they also don't last that long, and they're quite expensive. So I thought, well, I'm going to take from that, if you like. I'm going to take the bits that are good about them, and I'm now going to turn it into just a very slick commercial tool that's designed to be just intuitive to use, last a lifetime. It's rebuildable, serviceable. So
it feels.
I guess I sort of started with the Laguiole, and then I went, well, how do I make this a lot better? And I started sketching. A lot of sketches. I can show you a lot of sketches, actually. I have like hundreds of different concepts on paper over quite a few year period. And then once I started to get a sketch that I liked, the outlines and cross sections, I then went to an industrial design company that did 3D modelling, and they were able to then sort of bring it into a 3D form for me.
It feels really good in my hand. It's it's polished. It's just real smooth. It's not heavy, but it feels really solid and sturdy.
Yep. So guess there's so many years of shaping. I've had little pieces of metal that I've sort of had to shape. I've actually built prototypes by hand and taken it into the hospitality industry and had it tested by quite a few sommeliers over time. And I guess from feedback it was refined and refined and refined until we took it to a stage where we took it to tooling and production. And it's been quite a huge effort, even though it's such a small little product. It's quite amazing. My friends are quite amazed that it took like about, it's called the Code 38, and I was 38 when I designed it as such, the general form of it. It took, now I'm 47, so that's sort of 9 years.
Whoa!
To actually take it to a tooling and production stage. So.
Oh my! Oh my gosh! Now that is so cool that you had you stayed with your dream. You stayed with your passion. You didn't give up.
No, I think when you sort of. I did a fair bit of market research, and I think. Australia was quite odd because while this was happening, one of my largest concerns was that the wine was going to start being bottled more and more under the Selden screw cap.
Yes.
And I did my research in Australia, and I spoke to some cork suppliers like Amarin, and they sort of said, "Oh, don't worry about it. It'll never ever happen." They said. Selden will never take over the world, and there's always going to be corks in bottles, and so I just thought, right, I'm going to keep going with this. It's like, while there's people doing fine dining service and offering beautiful wines for service, I thought, well, I'm always going to have a market for that. But then, over the period in Australia, it's like it went from being, 80% of wines produced in Australia went from being under cork to 80% of wines being under Selden screw cap. So it's I watched my entire market sort of almost vanish. I thought, it's like here I'm investing hundreds of thousands of dollars into tooling and, try to get this product off the ground. And it's like, and the whole market was changing before my very eyes over a very short period of time here in Australia. But then sort of had a look abroad, to the US market, and I looked at to the European market, and it's like, no, most wines are still at cork, so I sort of thought, right. My market is obviously not going to be so much Australia; it's going to be the rest of the world. So, So I kept going at it.
Hey, Jeffrey, we're going to go to a short break. I still have more questions for you. Can you stay with us for one more segment?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. Has the sun come up yet?
No, but I can just see a little tinge on the horizon.
Oh, that's so cool. Okay, so sit tight. It'll just take me a moment to get ready for the next segment. We're going to continue our conversation with Jeffrey Toering. He is the creator of the Code 38 professional wine knives. And he's watching the sun come up right on the edge of the ocean on Wine and Dine. We are continuing our conversation with Jeffrey Toering, who is the creator and founder of Code 38 Professional Wine Knife. And he's talking to us from very, very, very early down under, watching the sun come up, just to talk to you on Wine and Dine Radio. Jeffrey, tell me again, because I didn't quite hear where you were talking, what you said where you were. Where in Australia? You said it's like the most easterly point of what ocean are you looking at?
Oh, don't ask me questions like that. The Pacific Ocean.
Okay. So you're on the West Coast. Okay.
No, I'm on the East Coast.
Oh, poop! You're on the East Coast. Okay.
Yeah.
And is wine produced in the region where you live?
No. The closest wine region from here is an area called the Granite Belt, and it's probably about maybe an hour, 2 hours drive inland from here, inland slightly north.
And are there a lot of jellyfish out in the ocean where you're at?
Sometimes, if we have an onshore breeze for a day or two, we'll have a lot of what they call blue bottle jellyfish, and they're sort of like a little floating jellyfish with these long stingers that sort of hang along behind them, and they sort of, when you'll be swimming, you'll be going, ouch, ouch, you're getting these welts across your back, so there can be thousands of those on some days, so we pretty much stay out of the ocean then.
Oh, wow.
But that's about it. They're not deadly, I don't think. I think you can survive a sting. In fact, I've been stung quite a few times by them. So.
And do you put vinegar on the jellyfish sting?
No, I think you generally use hot water.
Really?
What I find is I'll be swimming across the bay and I'll get stung, but you just keep going and don't worry about it too much. And by the time you finish, it's sort of the sting's more or less gone. But so I've never had to really worry about treating it.
Okay. So what is your favorite? Do you have a favorite wine or a favorite type of wine to drink?
At the moment, I'm really enjoying Chardonnays and Rieslings.
From Australia?
Coming into, all over.
All over, okay.
Over. In fact, my last very, very memorable Chardonnay was at Tisla Chardonnay while I was in the Napa Valley a couple of months ago. Mm. And so I've been trying to track the Tisla Vineyard Chardonnay down. Apparently there's an importer here, so...
Okay.
Have you tried that yourself?
No.
The Tisla wines?
No, I haven't had it. Haven't had any.
Yeah. Very, very nice.
Wow. And of course, the code, is it cork finished that you can use code 38 to take out the cork?
Yes. I'm pretty sure there was a cork in that. In fact, I generally make it a policy not to drink anything that doesn't have a cork.
Of course.
I'm always like, product testing.
Yeah. I'm sorry, go on.
I was going to say, if you can imagine, in fine dining, in a lot of the nicer restaurants, they'll be opening 50 to 100 bottles of wine a night. So that's how many corks you're pulling out a night.
Right.
Per person that's on the floor. And so the product gets a hell of a lot of use.
Yes.
It's in a year, I don't know how it works out, it's like tens of thousands of corks have got to be pulled out of bottles with the code 38. So it's got to stand up to a lot of work. So I test as much as I can. At every opportunity, wherever I can find a bottle of wine, I'm pulling a cork out of it. And I try not to drink the contents all by myself. But and I'll be in Australia. It's very funny. People are sort of anti-cork in a way. So I'll be in the bottles in the liquor store trying to find wines with corks, and they'll say, "Can I help you, sir?" And I say, "Well, I'm looking for a bottle of wine with a cork in it." And I say, "Well, does it have to be any variety or anything?" And I say, "No, just a bottle of wine with a cork would help." Because it's quite challenging here to find wine with corks that's been stocked with cork.
Wow.
Especially in Byron Bay, because it's quite a small town. So, we're not seeing a huge range of wines come into the bottle shops here. Or we call them bottle shops. You call them liquor stores over there, I guess.
Or in some states, the liquor stores can't sell liquor. They can only sell wine. So it could be a liquor store, it could be a wine shop.
All right.
At my house before I had your code 38 to use, I always used a Le Creuset bottle opener, and
yes.
And I like the mechanism of that, but it was always the helix of the screwing mechanism that would always break, or it would stop working because the finish on the helix would just not work anymore. And I'm reading here on this Code 38 box, and if you could explain this to us, 316 stainless steel body and components, 440C hybrid knife blade, gorge forced spiral, lifetime warranty. So explain to us what that all means, please.
Okay, well, the 316 stainless, 316 is a grade of stainless, and it's generally a grade of stainless that's used in, surgical or food preparation. It's a particular alloy of stainless which is, I think, least susceptible to rusting.
Okay.
And it's so that's what that is. So the whole body, most of the product is produced in that grade of stainless.
Okay.
And then you've got the knife blade, which is a 440C. So all these things refer to sort of the technical aspects of the product and material. So the blade itself is a 440C grade, which is a heat-treatable knife grade of stainless steel. Then you've got the Gorse helix. Now, Gorse is actually a company name, and it's the name of the company that produces that helix.
Okay.
And they are, and the reason I sort of make a point of talking about Gorse is because I've bought every helix that you can buy in the world off every manufacturer, from Chinese manufacturers to all the rest of them actually appear to be in France. And I've bought all these helixes that cost anything between 5 cents and several euro a piece. And it's like Gorse just does the finest helix in the world by a long shot.
Wow.
And so that's why I thought I'd make a point of mentioning their company name, because I think it's
the best.
I'm just absolutely so impressed with their quality standards. In fact, last year I took a trip over to France and I went through their factory and met the people behind Gorse, and it's like it's all about quality for them.
Mm.
And that resonates with me. It's very difficult to find somebody that can match you on a quality level, and
yes.
they have. And in fact, they're working on a new helix for me that takes the helix to a whole new level, and it's actually tapered for its full length. So when it comes out of the shank, the diameter of that material is sort of roughly the thickness that it currently is in the product you've got in your hand. And then it becomes thinner and thinner and thinner as it goes to the point. And this is going to take, I think, the Code 38 to a whole new level. In fact, it's being tested. A couple of samples are being tested at the moment. One is being tested by Dennis Kelly at the French Laundry, and his feedback to date has been that it's a significant improvement.
Wow.
So,
okay.
And Rajat Par, also from RN74 in San Francisco, has got a test unit.
Oh yeah.
And he also says the new helix is amazing. So I'm now currently waiting on a shipment of these new helixes, and we're going to see some upgrades and improvements to the product.
Okay.
But I have people saying to me, "Why are you even bothering to improve it? It's already perfect." And I sort of think, well, there's always ways to improve things. I think so. I keep working on that
as technology changes. Yes. Yeah, definitely. So, as I understand, so if when people go to your website, code-38.com, can they also learn about the distribution that you have in place? Because maybe somebody listening wants to be able to, give this to all their waitstaff, or they'd like to be able to sell it in their wine shop, or they'd like to, make this available for sale. So can people learn about the distribution opportunities from your website?
Yes, there's a section under distributors, and there's actually under sellers, I think there's a couple of resellers listed.
Okay.
And there's also a distributor application form there. So if anybody is interested in stocking and carrying, distributing, they can contact me through the website.
Jeffrey, what is the retail price? Do you know the retail price in the United States of Code 38?
Yes, they start at $225 US, and they currently go up to $450 US.
Euros.
So there's four.
Okay.
No, US.
Oh, US. Oh, my Lord.
Yep.
Okay, and on the box I'm seeing French, Italian, German, and English. You are so clever. And is the sun coming up as we're saying goodbye here?
Yes, the sun is now starting to come up. The cafes may begin to open, and I may actually be able to get a coffee now.
Oh, Jeffrey Toering, thank you so very much for joining us today.
Thank you, Lena. It was an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much, and hi to everybody there in the US and on the internet.
Now you can listen to Wine and Dine Radio while shopping at the grocery store or your neighborhood wine merchant. Wine and Dine Radio can be heard using your wireless internet on your cell phone. You're listening to iWineRadio. iWineRadio is a production of Food Tastes Better with Wine, on the web at iWineRadio.com. Hey guys, I thank you for listening to iWine Radio, and we are still the only wine channel on iTunes Radio. If you go look under iTunes Radio icon and scroll down to News and Talk Directory, and it's listed alphabetically, click on that and the stream comes up immediately. iWineRadio.com, where you can find links to individual guests. And if anyone's interested in advertising or becoming an underwriter or sponsor, please contact us at iWineRadio.com. We really, really appreciate your support. The more support we get, the more conversations I can have with fascinating people around the world, including you. If you have a story to tell that you'd like to share on iWine Radio, go to iWineRadio.com and contact us, and we'll go from there.